हाउ टू बीट द कंपटीशन इन APFC एंड EPFO। ये एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है क्योंकि हमें सबको पता है, ऑल ऑफ अस नो what kind of competition we are facing in this examination. We don't know when the examination is going to be held, but I'm assuming that we are going to get a good amount of time to prepare well before the examination. But the question that arises even further, and the question that is troubling a lot of students because they tend to be scared from competition, is how to beat the competition, how to think about it, how to beat it, how to get ahead of it. इसके मैंने 6 स्टेप्स बनाए हैं and I'm going to talk about these 6 steps one by one, and all these 6 steps are very very important. दिखने में बहुत सिंपल लगते हैं लेकिन एक्चुअल रियलिटी इज दिस दैट the simpler a solution is, the easier it is to follow. If you try and keep figuring out complex solutions, you will never be able to solve something perfectly. Therefore, always look for simpler solutions. This is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to give you 6 very simple solutions so that you can beat the competition in this difficult examination that is in front of a lot of students. Let's talk about them one by one. The first and the second one are connected and they say syllabus and previous year papers. What do I mean when I say syllabus? It doesn't mean just going through the syllabus. It means understanding every point of the syllabus. And that understanding improves with previous year papers as well. You do not have to go through the syllabus only once before the examination. It's important that you go through the syllabus again and again and again. Now, this is something that makes or breaks even UPSC Civil Services examination. Students who understand the syllabus, who have mucked up the syllabus, who remember every small word mentioned in the syllabus, are one step ahead of the competition, because majority students are, let's be honest, not doing it. So you have to do it. The second one which is connected with syllabus is previous year papers. हम लोग क्या करते हैं, एक दो क्वेश्चन देख लेते हैं and then we assume that is the entire paper. यार मैंने देखा था फाइनेंशियल अकाउंटिंग के क्वेश्चंस मुझे नहीं दिखे, क्या वो आते हैं या नहीं आते हैं? Have you done a thorough analysis of previous year papers? I have done it and I have given it to my students, as well as it's there on YouTube as well. So do a thorough analysis of previous year papers and do it every day. You do not have to do it just once. The trick lies in picking the previous year papers every day. If you spend about 15 to 20 minutes every day before studying any subject on previous year papers, after 10 days you would have remembered, you would have memorized all the questions that were asked in the previous year from that subject. How wonderful would that be? That is the objective. So if you want to beat the competition, if you want to be one step ahead of your competitor, you have to make sure that you remember, you've memorized all the previous year questions, not only the papers, not only gone through the papers, but you've memorized all the questions well. That is the second point, and it's very, very important. Again, there are 99% students and then there are 1% students. These 1% students are getting through the examination. You have to be in this category. So you have to first of all do whatever these 99% students are doing, because that's relevant. But at the same time, you also have to make sure that you're doing what these 1% students are doing and these 99% are not doing, are missing out on. And that is syllabus and previous year papers. अभी मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ ये, and I know that if 10,000, 15,000 people watch this video, only 1% of those are going to actually follow this. I want you to be that 1%. That is when you will get through the examination. Let's come to the third point. The third point says peers. What do I mean when I say peers? This is something that I read very recently in All India Rank 3 Gamini Singla's book, and this is so true. It says that do not take advice from your peers on social media platforms like Telegram, etc., etc. Why? Because they're in the same boat as you. Take advice either from toppers or from experts or teachers who have been doing this for quite a while. These are the only two people who can tell you what to do and what not to do. Even when you take advice from them, like right now you're taking advice from me, if you're watching this, filter it out and make sure that you follow whatever you believe is true. You do not have to follow point number 1 and point number 2 if you do not believe it. That's completely your choice, and that's why I said only 1% of students who are watching this are going to be following it, because a lot of you will filter it out, will think that it's not important enough. But it's very important not to take advice from your peers, not to feel overwhelmed by what your peers are doing or not doing, because they're in the same boat as you are. They do not have any extra knowledge. They are just like you. Their anxieties are just like yours. Everything is very similar. So if you're taking advice from them, you're not improving at all. You're confusing yourself even further. So make sure that you do not rely on your peers for improving yourself, for being one step ahead of your competition. I hope that's clear. Point number 4, 2SO. इसको मैं बोलता हूं 2SO. ये वहां पे मैंने लिखा भी हुआ है. What this means is 2 subjects at one time. It's very simple. Right now I'm teaching you industrial relations and labor laws on YouTube. I'm also teaching you accounts on YouTube. That is 2 subjects at one time. It's very important that you do not follow more than 2 subjects in one go, because I know otherwise you are bound to fail, because your brain is not meant to multitask at that level. Even when you're following 2 subjects at one time, you have to also follow current affairs. So basically you're doing 3 things in one day, which is a lot. Your brain has to do a lot of shifts. If you add another subject, let's say 3 subjects plus current affairs, it's unmanageable for your brain. And therefore, make sure that you're following a maximum of 2 subjects at one time. Complete these 2 subjects and then pick up another 2 subjects. A lot of students face this problem because when they're studying, let's say, industrial relations, they're thinking about accounts. When they're studying accounts, then they're thinking about maths. When they're studying maths, then they're thinking about economics, how to cover this. I've not yet completed it. I've not even started it yet. So that dilemma or that FOMO, fear of missing out, affects them. That is where I want you to capture your brain, understand your brain's functioning, and tell it every day that I'm going to follow just these 2 subjects at one time. When I'm done with these 2 subjects, then I'll start with something else. जब मेरे हो जाएंगे तब मैं 3rd subject pick up करूंगा, 4th subject pick up करूंगा, not before that. So this is one thing that you need to follow if you want to be at peace with yourself, feel satisfied and accomplished at the end of the day, and ultimately crack the examination, because that is the key. Okay, I hope it makes sense. Number 5, exam dates. It's very, very important that you forget about exam dates, because that is one point of anxiety that will always trouble you if you let it trouble you, and that will not let you study. So you have to get ahead, you have to forget about it, you have to let go of it, and you have to focus on your preparation. I have seen n number of students, the notification has been out for 15-20 days now. They've not yet started one subject also. They're still thinking about exam dates. They're still arguing, complaining, talking about exam dates. And they're so, they're so involved in the entire idea of when the exam is going to be held, they've forgotten what to study and when to study and why to study. And 15 days you could have completed one subject. Therefore, forget about the exam dates. You will have enough time to prepare. Even if you don't, how does it matter? What matters is what are you doing right now at this point of time. So forget about exam dates. Let others talk about it. Have fun with it if you want to, but do not let it involve your brain. Do not let it consume you to such an extent that you forget about what is to be done, which is studying for the examination, preparing for the examination. So this is the 5th step that you have to take if you want to beat the competition. You have to move ahead of the entire talk and clutter of exam dates. Let's come to the last point, which is self-belief. I'm going to be coming out with another session on self-belief where I will be talking about a lot of students feeling the heat that how will they compete with UPSC students. But you have to understand and remember, UPSC student भी कभी UPSC student नहीं था. Similarly, आप अभी UPSC student नहीं हो, सिविल सर्विसेज की तैयारी नहीं करिए, बट अगले 5-6 महीने में if you give your heart and soul to this examination, APFC and EPFO, you can beat that competition. You can be better than them, you can be at par at them, and then you can be better than them. All you need is self-belief. अपने ऊपर थोड़ा विश्वास रखो. डोंट बी सो स्कैर्ड एंड डोंट बी सो कंफ्यूज्ड इन लाइफ. खतरे लेने से, खतरों के खिलाड़ी बोलते हैं ना अक्षय कुमार को, खतरे लेने से इतना डरना नहीं चाहिए. यू आर इन योर यूथ, हैव दैट सेल्फ बिलीफ दैट आई कैन डू इट. If n number of people in the past have done it, then I can also do it. If nobody in the past has done it, then also I can do it if I want to do it. There is nobody stopping me. If a UPSC aspirant is studying for 10 hours a day, I can study for bloody 12 hours a day and I can beat that competition. I can be better than him. Why not? Why not try? When will you start trying? If not now. बुढ़े होने के बाद तो ट्राई नहीं करोगे ना, अभी करोगे. This is the age, this is the time. So let's get this into our head that self-belief is the starting point. Till the time you do not have belief over yourself, you cannot do any of these 5 points. You cannot follow any of these 5 steps. So have that self-belief that you can do it. If anyone else could do it, anyone else can do it, then you can also do it. You can also be better than all your competition, not just civil services aspirants. And you can be at the level of the examination what UPSC as an organization requires. You can fulfill that. With this, I come to the end of this session. I hope it was useful. I'm very, very sure and hopeful that you're going to use these 6 steps to beat the competition, to be better version of yourself and not just to be better than others. When I say beat the competition, ultimately I want you to be a better version than yourself what you were yesterday. If you were 90 on 100 yesterday on a scale of 100, then I want you to be 91 on 100 today, 92 on 100 tomorrow. That is how you beat the competition ultimately, and that's how you attain excellence. With this, let's come to the end of this session. In the next session, I will be talking about, and I'll bring up a lot of other topics, other issues as well, which APFC and EPFO students are facing. If you have any confusion in mind, if you want me to talk about something, if you want my guidance, if you want me to discuss with you about anything at all, you can put it in the comment section below. You can also visit my website anujjindal.in, very simple to remember, and my phone number is 9999 466 225. You can also find this phone number, the email ID on the website as well, on the homepage itself. I'll see you very soon. Till then, keep studying. All the best. Jai Hind.